Ladies and gentlemen, now it's Too Late with Alan Mosley.
I keep on saying that we need to have the whole extended edition of the theme song so that people can hear it if they've never had a chance to hear it.
Yeah.
We should do that in the after party. Yeah, it is a banger. We should try to do that thing where we speed it up to 1.5 times and just, I bet it's a bop. Guys, welcome back for another episode of It's Too Late. I am your host, Alan Mosley, joined as always by the #1 producer in late night. It's Dave Willimowski. Dave! How are you doing, buddy? What the?
Yeah.
What the hell was that? wait, hold on a second.
Oh, okay, I see what happened.
No, I enjoy that I ask you how you're
perfect.
doing, and it's just
Yep. Wrong
Because that's,
answer.
because
That's pretty much my day.
It's kind of how I'm doing too. Oh my god, I'm actually having pretty much the worst week ever. Are you doing any better than me?
I don't know. I'm hanging in there. You know,
Yeah.
Okay, so I worked 12 hours today, and then like a half hour before the show, I decided to tear apart my furnace. Thank you. Okay, and it was successful. I replaced a motor in there in like 45 minutes, and we're running again. So it's going better.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy. How you doing?
I know it's only Wednesday, but I've pretty much put this whole week in the fuck it bucket and just moved on.
Yeah.
We're on to next week. We're on to February at this point, which we are on to February. January disintegrated before our very eyes.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means? It's Black History Month.
Oh yeah. I knew that.
Yeah. No, you didn't. You racist.
Just gonna have to.
Racist. Oh my God! Did you see in the news for the second time in as many years, and on the same day, by the way, February 1st?
Really?
Tom Brady has retired from football.
Oh man.
Do we have a picture of Tom Brady?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, there he is. Still
Wow.
spry. Yeah.
Yeah, he had like 5 more years in him.
Okay, so they let you play with a helmet, by the way. Just throwing that out there. But you know what? It's bad news for football fans that love to watch the legend play, but it's good news for his family, who are finally going to get to go from seeing their dad only 1 day a week to 0.
Oh. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Hold on. Damn it.
Jesus Christ. Canadian Dr. Jordan Peterson is back in the news. Do you remember Jordan Peterson from all the stuff of, clean your room, bucko?
Oh, yeah.
Comparing things to lobsters and being angry over pronouns and stuff like that. Which don't get me wrong, I was in his corner during all that stuff. But I gotta be honest with you, I don't really think I identify with Peterson so much anymore. Take a listen to what he's said recently.
If any of you have been particularly taken by this story today, you could always put pen to paper and write your congressman or your senator and let them know that you're not all that happy about the situation in Iran, and that if the politicians got their act together and were stalwart in their opposition to this fundamentalist, totalitarian, misogynistic, brutal regime, that maybe it could be pushed over, and that would be a nice object lesson to totalitarian tyrants everywhere in the world.
Oh, I don't like that.
I'm sorry, what? Yeah, so this guy, in the name of misogyny, says that the world should get together and topple Iran. Now, I didn't have Jordan Peterson becomes a neocon warhawk on my bingo card, but man, now that I think about it, seems like we might have seen this coming.
Oh.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Damn it.
Yeah, right. By the way, just as a quick aside, even though Ben Shapiro is a piece of shit who's going to burn in hell, my favorite meme of all time was a Ben Shapiro meme. It's the one where it's just him with his dumb Jew face on the front, and the text was, "If I had $1 for every gender, I would give both to Israel." That, that was right. I see people in chat saying I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed too. Like talk about a guy who went through the ringer, and by the ringer I mean got addicted to opioids. Comes back better than ever, and what's he do? He immediately latches onto the Daily Wire, for God's sakes. In other news, I like to think that we do some pretty good ad reads on this show.
Oh, yeah.
Because in my opinion, you can record a commercial and you can play it. Like you see these cheesy commercials on TV.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, when I see, like you tune them out, right? Like it's only a rare, really good commercial that for some reason gets stuck in your head. Most of them, it's just white noise in between whatever program or sporting event you're watching. But sometimes advertisement, when done live, is just perfect. Why don't you take a look at this new advertisement from Hot Pocket?
You did that for a Hot Pocket?
Yes. All that for a Hot Pocket.
You broke into a bank for a Hot Pocket?
Hot Pocket.
For a Hot Pocket. Was it worth it?
Hell yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. A Hot Pocket? Hell yeah.
Listen, moms, Hot Pockets are exactly what a hungry boy wants in a snack.
Hot Pockets.
Hot Pocket.
He's a homeless man that broke into a bank so that he could heat up a Hot Pocket in a microwave.
Heat it up.
Yeah.
Bank. Let's make this a felony.
Was it worth it? Oh, hell yes.
Oh, hell yes.
A Hot Pocket?
A Hot Pocket.
Yeah, he was offended you even asked. Speaking of fantastic live ad reads, oh my God, guys, I've got another one for you. This is Fox & Sons coffee. This is a different flavor than last week. This is the Den Blend Light. Can we get a shot of that, Dave?
Oh, the Den Blend. Like a fox den. I like it. You've been eating those beans, haven't you?
I've had a few. Okay. Anyway, so this is a family-owned business up in the state of Michigan, organically roasted. Steve of Fox & Sons started the business as a way to honor his dad and teach his sons about entrepreneurship. Like if you're going to teach
beautiful.
someone about being an entrepreneur, just be one.
Yeah, just do it.
Just be an entrepreneur. Yeah. I was an entrepreneur. Look how it turned out for me.
I'm sure it'll be better for them.
So they've got light, medium, dark, decaf, and special limited time brands. Let me tell you, this is the Den Blend Light. It says, the Den Blend Light Roast is light and bright. Grind coarse, bloom, steep for 4 minutes. Don't be scared.
Oh, I won't be.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah, right there. Yeah, it actually doesn't. Okay, it does say don't be scared. It doesn't say the other stuff on there.
Just let it bloom.
Yeah, just that. Well, it does say that on there. Apparently, you can cold brew this as well. We talked about this last week, didn't we? You just throw ice cubes. Like your idea of cold brew is hot coffee
make it
and
cold.
put ice. Yeah, but make it hot first and then make it cold.
Well, I don't know how to cold brew it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's all the instructions are right here on the thing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's Fox & Sons Coffee. Guys, listen to this. Use promo code ITL for 15% offer.
Whoa!
Orders $25 or more. Orders free shipping on all orders over $37.99. That's foxandsons.com. I know we got a bunch of coffee drinkers in chat.
Yeah.
Someone just said Folgers. Rip your own dick off if you drink Folgers. Instead, drink Fox & Sons coffee.
That's right.
All right. That's pretty much the same as Hot Pocket.
Yeah. We should cut that one. Just run that as a commercial from now.
We're not live right now. We'll edit all this in post. It'll be
it's gonna be
crisp.
fun.
Yeah, it'll be fine. We'll edit this.
The whole dick ripping right now.
Yeah. So Dave, remember how I went to school and I got a history degree? Remember that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I kind of miss doing history segments on the show. Like
That'd be great. I love history.
For a long time, the show had a lot of history segments, and we would have historians come on the show, and we would talk about some moment in history or some famous figure. We don't really do much of that anymore these days, you know?
Yeah.
So I kind of want to get back to doing history. So I wanted to share this clip with you. This right here is a little nugget from the Wild West that you didn't teach or learn about in school. Take a look.
Ball stabbing Emmanuel McCoy. The Anglo-Hernandez County skullfucker rode into the town of Deep Throat Gulch, hoping to sell the rabbit he caught.
Wow.
On his way into the saloon, he tracked mud over the favored smoking spot of half-Chinese Asa Smith, the Comanche raping dandy of Dry Ball Basin, prompting the latter to challenge McCoy to a duel at 3 nanoseconds past dawn on the second Tuesday of the week, as was local custom. The two gunslingers met at the agreed-upon hour in the famous Piss Drinker Alley. McCoy, who lost both his arms serving as a barber in the 11th Hunkpapa Rebellion of 1888, had to shoot his piece by affixing it to his dick. McCoy was shot in the toe and died of syphilis in the next minute. The victorious Smith would go on to enter American myth by single-handedly raping the entire Iroquois tribe in 1896, the following year.
Woo!
Wow. Yeah, they didn't tell us about that one.
No, you didn't learn about ball stabbing Emmanuel McCoy. One of my favorites.
Oh, it's colorful.
Oh my God. I'm
Very
so glad
descriptive.
everybody was here bright and early this week because everything's downhill after the monologue. The monologue is the best part of the show. Guys, we're going to be back with the meme of the week and the viewer mail right after this commercial break. Don't go away. I'm sorry.
It just keeps coming back.
I was just thinking about he was shot in the toe and died of syphilis a minute later.
Yeah. It's like you forget it all and then it comes
Oh
back
my
in pieces.
God. All right. We got to do the rest of the show. So
we got this.
let's All right. Let me tell you about tonight's sponsor, which is Pat Crest Botanicals, which you can find at patcrestbotanicals.com. If you use promo code It's Too Late, all one word, It's Too Late, you get 30% off your order. Yeah, right? 30%. I've actually got one of their products right here. This is the Nighttime Gummies. It's 10 milligrams of the Delta 8. Can we get a shot of that?
Ooh. Yeah. Let me see that.
My face is so fucking red because of ball stabbing Emmanuel McCoy.
Why
All
would you stab someone there?
Okay. I should have taken a few of these before we I can't take any because look, I'm out. I'm
You
out.
ate 'em all.
It turns out you're only supposed to have like a 2 at a time. I just thought it was a treat.
Yeah, you sit down.
Yeah, they
watch
did taste pretty
watch your
good.
Stories.
Yeah. I woke up 3 days later in a ditch. And
Oh, that's the good stuff.
yeah, it was best weekend of my life. So anyway, that's patcrestbotanicals.com. Promo code It's Too Late.
Get you some.
As was local custom.
Just keeps coming back.
Hey Dave.
Yes, Alan.
What time is it?
It's time for meme of the week.
You raped the whole truth. When the pudding kicks in.
I don't
Ooh.
feel so good.
Oh, you got more pudding pop than you bargained for, didn't you? But we do have a bonus meme. Check out the bonus meme.
Oh man.
I'm no longer the person I used to
Oh.
be. Hey, I'm no longer the person I used to be.
Wow, that was surprisingly upbeat.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is I'm both of those people right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm both. Yeah. I'm still
Kind of like it used to suck, but now it sucks. It's not the same, but it's not good.
I'm still thinking about. I can't. All right. You know what? You know what'll help cleanse our palate?
Yes.
Let's answer some viewer mail. I don't know why it's so funny. Justin Campbell writes, "Dear Alan and Dave, did the NFL want a diversity QB Super Bowl that badly? Because it seems like they did. Not noticing things anymore, Justin." Yeah, both of the quarterbacks in the Super Bowl are minority hires. But are they really minority hires if they're not a minority in the NFL?
Quarterbacks seem like they've historically been white.
Yeah, but I mean, I think a firm majority of NFL players are black.
You're probably right.
So it's not really,
Yeah. I like how they just been like everybody's just like, yeah, the NFL's rigged. It seems like everybody accepted that within like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like we're watching a show now.
I mean, yeah, because it is. D3 writes, "Dear Alan and Dad, when will there be more Monday night Minecraft streams?" Oh,
whoa! Remember those days?
Yeah,
I mean,
those day. Yeah. How about Monday?
That's a good time to do it.
We haven't beaten the bomb game yet, but let's be honest, we're treading into territory where we're just going to get frustrated and give up
and quit the show.
Yeah, we're only like 2 more levels away from saying this is literally unplayable and quitting. So maybe we switch it up,
or saying things that we can never take back and not being friends anymore.
Well, if you just do what I said the first time. All right. It is a totally different game between doing the bomb and reading the notes, for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
Notes is hard.
Notes is hard.
Yeah, I have that on my note.
So maybe it'll keep it fresh that we'll do Minecraft next. I tell you what, though.
Back and forth.
I tell you what, though. There was all that hype, right? Like that we hyped for like 6 months that we were going to do Minecraft, and then we did Minecraft, and there was like 3 people watching.
It was amazing content, though.
It kind of was, but no one saw it. So if we're gonna do Minecraft again like next week, there better be people there watching. That's all I'm saying.
It'd be like starting all over too.
It kind of will, because
yeah,
I don't remember anything. Aaron Kentner writes, "Dear Alan and Dave, what is your favorite conspiracy theory?"
Favorite.
I'm going to say the moon landing was fake.
Oh, that is a good one.
That's a good one. That one goes pretty deep.
It's fun to think about. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a lot of people like to joke and say birds aren't real, but that's like my cats have killed enough birds for me to know that they are in fact real. But moon landing, that one is.
No.
It's a really good one. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm going to say Flat Earth. Flat Earth was fun because we did have that one guy on our show, and it was a fun mental exercise to imagine, like if that was actually true. So it's fun because you can go so many places with that one. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I like that. Plus,
that's right. You can only go so many places before you fall off. That's right. Jonathan Kranza writes, "Dear Alan and Dave, what was your favorite newspaper comic strip growing up?" Oh.
Oh.
It's got to be Far Side.
Oh, I forgot that they had a. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be Far Side. Come on.
I don't know. Yeah.
What do you
That was
think?
fun. Well, growing up, I love Garfy, baby. Got that Garfield.
Mm-hmm.
He's eating
Yeah.
lasagnas, hating Mondays,
Mm-hmm.
beating that dog.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Yeah. He didn't love them.
No.
Like they were like the cartoon strip analogy of a family who just stays together because they don't know it any other way.
Wait, wow.
I'm sorry, what?
Shut the fuck up. No one can.
I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
No. He's just a cat. He doesn't have the capacity for love.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I read too far into Garfield. I don't know. Keith McQuarrie writes, "Dear Alan and Dave, who's your favorite character on The Office?" Dave, I'll let you go first. Who's your favorite character on The Office?
On The Office? The Office. Oh, Dwight. Yeah. Yeah, he's a lunatic. I love Dwight.
It's basically impossible for me to pick because I'll drop a bomb here. I hate The Office. It's horrible. Yeah, I don't watch it. Never will. But isn't there like a psychopath guy that just sort of joins the show later? Like his name is Creed or something like that.
Yes, Creed.
So that I've seen clips of him where I'm like, that's all right.
Well, actually, there was a man named Creed, and he died somehow, and now Creed works at The Office.
Yeah. Okay. The Office blows. It's just a terrible show. Andrew Avery writes, "Dear Alan and Dave, have you ever shopped for coffins, or is that the last thing you need?"
Oh,
Well, I mean,
I should.
yeah, you should. Yeah,
It's
You
a
know?
responsible thing to do.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
You don't want to make those decisions in that state of emotion.
Yeah. Andrew, what if my children die?
Oh.
Then I'll be shopping for coffins. There you go.
And it won't be the last thing you need.
Yeah. So-
Blew his pun apart.
So take that, Andrew. You didn't think about that. Yeah.
Next
This
time,
show
come with a more
started off
ironclad.
great. That right there, like you timestamp that. Boop. That was the moment where here's the good show. Now here's the rest. Okay. Now, Tim Weissong writes, "Dear Alan and Dave, it's almost time to start seedlings indoors and get ready for spring planting." Thanks. That's not a question. He's just telling us things.
Oh,
Do you have any plans for growing things this year?
oh,
You guys planning? You growing something?
well, it wasn't really planned. I left an onion on the shelf for too long, and I was gonna make something with it, and I look at it, and it started sprouting. So I put it in a bowl by the window, and it's growing. And I'm not sure how to grow an onion. It doesn't make sense that you use an onion to grow another onion. So there must be more to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I might look that up and not kill it. That'll be fun.
Yeah, like it's so easy to not starve, right? Like
Yeah.
just take food and make more food. It's easy. Like who?
Yeah.
Imagine
But I understand you use a whole onion to make an onion. That doesn't make any sense. And you just have another onion. It seems like a repeating cycle with no extra onions.
But that onion would eventually rot, and maybe you want an onion like a few months from now.
This is a future onion.
It's like a replicator from Star Trek.
Yeah.
It's called farming.
Wow, I should tell people about this.
Yeah, you should. Yeah. Eric, no, do I look like the kind of person who plants? Come
Take
on.
care of plants. Talk nicely to them.
I don't expect to make it out of this year, much less the plants. Eric Eli writes, "Dear Alan and Dave, what is the dumbest movie or TV show that you've sat through simply because you had nothing better to do?" I was going to say the old Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, but we didn't sit through it. We left. So that's not an answer. What's something you actually sat all the way through?
Oh, I can't. I know it's probably like a Saturday Night Live spin-off movie. I'm just not sure which one. Because most of those are dumb. sometimes they're dumb in a good way, but I can't think. Nothing's coming up.
I would say the modern Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire
Oh,
Danes. Just,
you know what?
actually
slow burn.
the worst cinema ever made. And I sat through the whole thing.
You watched it.
Yeah, I did.
The
I've
end
seen
got
it
good.
before. They used to show it in school because it was like, here, kids, they're just like you.
Oh,
and we're like,
okay.
yeah, we're killing people and killing ourselves. And yeah, they're just like us, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of message does that send, you know?
Blame your
Anyway,
parents.
Yeah. First of all, no parents in the whole thing, and child porn. It's literally, you know,
Yeah.
like
It's
what's
great.
wrong? If you see anyone streaming that, you should report them.
Mm.
Should report them, like not to Twitch, to the police. Ryan Seifert writes, call the police. Ryan Seifert writes, Dear Alan and Dave, how do I know that this is real? It's too late and not some AI generated deepfake. Oh,
It's all the craze right now.
so, yeah. So you guys know I signed up for an account so I could do that whole Chat GPT thing, and I was asking it questions and doing stuff.
Yeah, you're trying to get it to do the show for you.
I know. I don't want to do this garbage anymore. So I was trying. I told it to write a monologue for a late night show, and it did. And you know what? It was the worst shit I'd ever read.
It was terrible.
It was really bad. Appliances,
Like it's-
am I right? Like,
Somehow
oh my
missed
God.
being funny or helpful.
Maybe we'll pull that up during the after party.
Yeah.
If you stick around for the after party after the show, you'll see Chat GPT trying to write It's Too Late. Holy God. Maybe we are good at this, Dave.
Mm. Yeah. It made me feel better about us.
They will not replace us. All right.
Yeah, Brian says read the monologue. So in the after party, we'll start the show and you do the monologue.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Marilyn Milamowski writes, Dear Alan and Dave,
Oh no.
how sweet do you like your iced tea?
Oh.
Well, Mary,
Oh,
it's
this-
funny. Yeah.
Oh,
It's,
it's gonna be a
so-
battle.
I'm from the South, which is God's
Yeah.
country. And down here, the way you know that you have enough sugar in your tea is it actually starts to congeal. Like it's really more of a paste than a liquid.
Oh, a paste.
Yeah, it's
I was thinking syrup, but okay, paste. Yeah.
yeah. No, like if you need to eat it with a spoon, then that's some good iced tea right there.
It's like when the honey has been sitting too long, you got to scrape
Yeah.
it out.
So if you take like if you're down to like a third of your bag of sugar, if you take the bag and pour some tea into that, there's your iced tea right there.
Oh. Whereas, like, I like to see if you buy like store brand tea and it's like sweet tea, that's too much. They make everything too sweet. So you buy the unsweetened tea, and then you can add like a teaspoon of maybe like a stevia or
Mhm.
the ethanol or whatever it is, some natural sweetener. Just a subtle sweetness. It's really good.
There's nothing subtle about the sweetness down here. It's you.
Oh.
if you're ever bored like on a Sunday, go to a few different restaurants around town, like maybe after church, and just sit and people watch and listen when people get their sweet tea.
Oh,
Like,
there's a
like
reaction.
you'll see people like literally go, what is this? Yeah,
Oh,
like no, it better be
they
sweet.
get offended.
Yeah. There's not like sweet tea and unsweet tea. There's sweet tea and like honey glazed tea down here.
It just floats on top.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the dead like yeah, you can't sink in it. You could walk. Yeah. All right.
Agree to disagree.
Gary Dykstra writes, Dear Alan and Dave, if you could pick one celebrity to push out of an airlock on the International Space Station, who would it be and why? Now, Gary, we wouldn't condone that sort of activity for Sean Penn.
Kathy Griffith.
Yeah.
Oh, Sean Penn.
Sean Penn. Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Like all he does now is like what was that movie where like his kid died and then he killed his neighbor, but it turned out his neighbor didn't do it?
I can't think of a single movie that
something
he's
River, or I don't know. I could barely understand what they're saying. A bunch of Yankee fucks. But anyway, so Sean Penn made that movie, won an award, and then has spent the rest of his life like
Just
hanging
riding.
out with communist dictators. And you're like who does that? Mystic River.
Mystic
Thank you,
River.
Aaron.
Okay.
Mystic River. So he made Mystic River, took the money he made from Mystic River, and started hanging out with like Maduro. It's weird.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
So anyway, right out the chute. Boop.
Boop.
Yep. I wonder how long he would live. I mean, not long, but not instant. You know, like that's the just right kind of murder.
Think about like the Total Recall scene where they're
Mhm.
they're out on Mars.
Yeah, you know, there's those really old movies where like the airlock opens and everyone just instantly freezes. That's not how.
No, it takes a little bit.
Yeah, like no, you get to enjoy the experience. You know. All right. So Sean Penn and Kathy Griffith, they're not going places. Yep. And Brian Johnson writes, Dear Alan and Dave, if you were condemned to play one video game nonstop for eternity, what would it be? It says if you were, not if you like you get to. I guess you get like you have to be condemned to eternity of playing one game, but you do get to pick it.
That's nice.
Yeah. So I don't know what's a game that you could play. I mean, you're eventually going to go mad and kill yourself, but what game would you pick?
It's gonna be Minecraft. I do that anyways. That's
our
basically where I'm at right now.
Yeah, there's their second Minecraft reference in this one episode. Yep. We've had more references to Minecraft in this show than we have episodes of playing Minecraft. It's 2-1.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. God, I don't know. I feel like you could do something like Skyrim, maybe. Because
one of those open worlds.
Yeah, because you got the big open world, but you're going to explore it all eventually. But then it becomes like playing all the different types of builds and characters, and then it becomes like purposely doing retarded things. Like, you know. I did see someone made a mod where you can play multiplayer Skyrim. Blew my freaking mind. You've never played Skyrim? If we were ever going to do something like that on the show, I would want us to do the multiplayer mod. It's kind of janky because, I mean, it's a single-player game. It's not meant to be played that way. But I saw a stream where somebody did it where they had 4 people playing Skyrim, and one person was like 3 people were the hunters, and the one person was the hunted, and it was just in the world. It's just out there. Yeah.
Be like real life.
And so the challenge is the guy being hunted, he had to like assassinate like a list of 5 people. They were specific NPCs throughout the world, and the hunters had to like track him down before he
stop him.
Yeah. I was like, wow, that's actually kind of cool, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it is.
All right. So there you go, Brian. We're going to play Minecraft and Skyrim, which I mean really in a lot of ways are the same game, just one has more pixels than the other.
Yeah. More curves.
Yeah. Have we okay? So here's the conundrum that we're faced with. The last segment of the show is a little bit it's a touch serious.
Oh.
And so I've been trying So I've been trying to burn as much time as I could, but I feel like we've solidly reached the end of this bit. It's time to move on.
Yeah.
So
I feel it.
So we're gonna have to kill a good 15 minutes talking about another brutal gangland police slaying.
Yay.
I love your enthusiasm. All right. Guys, we're going to be back to talk about the murder of Tyre Nichols. That's how we're going to go to the break. We've had all this fun stuff.
Let's go.
Yeah, here we go. All right. Right after this commercial break. Don't go away. Your ad could be playing right now, reaching thousands of potential customers. Sadly, it's not, but it could be. Find out how to be an advertised sponsor for It's Too Late with Alan Mosley. Email us at info@alanmosley.tv. You sounded labored that time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm working through some stuff.
Boy. All right. Guys, let me tell you about one of tonight's other sponsors, which is the Tennessee Hot Sauce Company. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Shh. Quick break. We got to talk about this for a second. So,
Sure.
Dave, there was something that I actually totally forgot to mention to you, but now that we're here, we're gonna have like one of these meta conversations in the middle of filming.
Okay.
I got a message from Danny from the Tennessee Hot Sauce Company like a few weeks ago, and it was a complaint.
Oh.
It was a complaint about you. Yeah. Well, there's going to be more complaints now after that fiasco. I can actually pull this up. He sent me a message the other day, and he said, hold on.
I feel awkward getting this information during the show.
No, it's fine, dude.
I don't handle criticism well.
So he said that he didn't appreciate you calling him names during one of the episodes.
Oh,
And I said, "What, Dave? Like not me, Dave. Dave called you something?" And he said that you called him a bundle of sticks.
yeah. Well,
And he actually timestamped it. He told me the episode and he gave me the timestamp, and I was like, "Oh my God, are you serious? Dave called you the fact word, like one of our beloved sponsors of the show."
yeah, that
Okay.
doesn't sound like me.
Sorry. So real quick, because I know you're actually like you're looking like you're in trouble over there.
I'm kind of in between.
He was sort of he was joking. He was joking.
Sort of joking.
Yeah, he was sort of joking. So you did kind of do a thing,
Mhm.
but he was joking, like he was taking it as if you were directing it at him, as opposed
Yeah.
to like just hitting the buttons and doing a bit. And so
No, I'm glad he caught that. Yeah.
yeah, so he was like, so you should talk to him about the way he handles sponsors. And I said, "Oh my God, I will, live on air."
It's happening.
Yeah, it's happening. And then sure enough, I actually forgot to do it last week. And now here we are trying to do the Tennessee Hot Sauce Company commercial, and we have a technical difficulty.
Isn't that weird?
This guy, yeah. He's not a fan of you. Not a fan. I think he likes Sherry more.
Nobody gives a shit.
Okay. Well, anyway, so guys, that's the Tennessee Hot Sauce Company, which you can find at tnhotsauceco.com. If you use promo code It's Too Late, you get what do you get off, Aaron? Now he's gonna be mad. I don't even remember. You get 10% off your
10%
order.
off, yeah.
10% off. I've actually got the ginger jalapeno right here.
Oh, that's good
Dave.
stuff.
Oh, yeah, you like to have some ginger, do you, Dave?
Oh,
Yeah, I know
that
you do.
rip my
I
life.
know you do. And check this out on the side. The ginger jalapeno is personable.
oh, I like that. A nice
about that?
flavorful sauce that isn't going to hurt you.
It actually says the complex flavors combining ginger, basil, and hoisin help this sauce add just the right twist you've been looking for.
Sploosh. It's good sauces. I got a couple of them.
Yeah, I just drink mine.
Oh, yeah, we did that.
So, well, because it says refrigerate after opening, and I'm like, who's got time to go to the kitchen? So I just drink them.
Yeah, plus it's 0 calories. Fill up, man.
Right? If I could sustain myself on this, I would just become like the Giga Chad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Strong jawline.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you want to be a Giga Chad, you need to get some sauces from Tennessee Hot Sauce Company, which you can find at tnhotsauceco.com. All right, now that we've burned all that time,
Perfect.
yeah, we still got to talk about it a little bit. So you might have seen in the news. Now remember, like a week ago, some Tennessee cops were in the news because they were running a train on each other. This week they were gangbanging somebody else. So this time it was out in Memphis, Tennessee. So the Thin Blue Line out in Memphis, Tennessee, pulled over a guy named Tyre Nichols, which we've got a picture of him right there. Tyre Nichols was stopped by 5 Memphis police officers, 5 black Memphis police officers in a city that is predominantly black, with a black police chief and a black mayor. For people that don't know, by the way, like, I don't know if you guys had time to run by Memphis when you guys were down here vacationing, but honestly, Memphis is the asshole of Tennessee, so you don't have to go. No one wants, like, if we could give it to Arkansas, we would, but they're like, no, thank you. Too much demographics. But so anyway, I mean, like, there's Elvis, right? There's Elvis and murder. Yeah. That's what's in Memphis.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And so in a situation where there's definitely an issue of police brutality, but it's really hard to pin this thing on race, because even though the guy who was murdered, Tyre Nichols, is a black man, he was murdered by 5 black cops. All 5 of the cops were black. And yet, of course, the corporate press rushed to still somehow make it into a race issue. You can actually take a look at a headline right here from our friends over at CNN. The police who killed Tyre Nichols were black, but they might still have been driven by racism. That's the face of white supremacy right there. Those pearly whites. How about that?
Wow.
Yeah, right?
The gymnastics.
So one of the things that kind of stood out to me the most when I was just sort of absorbing the whole situation, and by the way, of course, obviously the video is out of the man being literally beaten to death. We're not going to play that on the show. It's easy for you to go find if that's what you're into. Yeah. But he died a slow and painful death. They did not shoot him to death. They beat him to death. They beat him to death so mercilessly and bragged about it, joking with each other about all the good licks they got in on this guy while he was handcuffed and on the ground. It kind of makes you wonder, well, what could have saved him? That's sort of my new way of looking at some of these things. Like remember the whole Daniel Shaver thing where he was on his knees in the hallway with his hands up, and the dude who had like "get fucked" written on his AR just blew him away anyway, and it's totally caught on film, and then he totally got away with it, and he's still going to get a pension for the rest of his life even though he's not a cop anymore. What could have saved him if he was unfortunate enough to find himself in that situation? How could he still be alive today? I think that's an important question. An easy answer would be that we don't have a tyrannical police state and they're not beating people to death. But I'm talking about in the world we live in, with him where he is, how could he be alive today? Of course, you're always going to have those right-wing cucks who are going to say, well, just follow the officer's commands. Just comply with what you're told, and then that way bad things won't happen to you. Just comply, Dave. But how do you comply with this? I'm going to read some of this for you. The review of the available footage found that officers shouted at least 71 commands during the approximately 13-minute period before they reported over the radio that Mr. Nichols was officially in custody. By the way, as a quick aside, leave that up, Dave, because we'll read it some more. But just as a quick aside, they initially had put in their reports that he was pulled over for reckless driving. That turned out to be false. So not only are they murderers, they're liars too. But hey, you know, why stop there? The orders were issued at 2 locations, one near Mr. Nichols' vehicle and the other in the area that he had fled to and where he would be severely beaten. The orders were often simultaneous and contradictory. For example, officers commanded Mr. Nichols to show his hands, even as they were holding his hands. They told him to get on the ground, even when he was on the ground. And they ordered him to reposition himself, even when they had control of his body. Meaning that they were just going through the motions, right, of what you're supposed to do as a cop, knowing full well they had no intention of getting off his back. They were going to do what they were going to do to him.
Like NPCs.
Something else I thought too is that if you have seen the video and then you heard them bragging to one another about how they did what they did. It makes me think, I'm not going to be surprised. This is just conjecture on my part, but I'm not going to be surprised if we find out that there's more to the story as if they knew him. It seemed very personal. Like, don't get me wrong, a D- student who winds up a police officer can do really dumb and violent things without much provocation. Yeah. But it seemed like they were looking to do this to this guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see about that. Of course, we all remember the summer protests following the death of George Floyd and all the burned down auto zones. I mean, we still can't get our freaking brake pads. But fortunately, there haven't been a whole lot of violent protests following the death of Nichols. We actually have a little bit of footage of one of the protests right here.
Oh. I feel like that Eminem is judging them.
We live in a dystopian hellscape.
I can see that in a movie.
This doesn't really have anything to do with Nichols, but just we do.
Yeah.
We're in the Matrix, dude. This can't. All right. So questions arise, of course, as to how a person
and simulation.
Yeah. How can a person remain safe when dealing with unhinged police officers on power trips? Of course, we'll start with first example. So obviously, body cams. Remember when everybody was going nuts about body cams? Well, we got to make all the officers have body cams, and we got to make it an infraction for them to ever have their camera off. Well, you know what? They had body cams on when they gunned down Schaefer. Mm-hmm. There was body cam footage that I'm sure we'll never see when they killed, what was his name? The Second Amendment advocate that they just killed him when he was sleeping in his bed.
Starts with V?
It's too bad that this didn't happen a month ago during the holiday season, because, they'll kill you when you're sleeping. They'll kill when you're awake. But these guys had on body cameras. So the point being is, going back to my original point, what could have saved him? The body cameras weren't going to save him. They didn't give a shit. They filmed the whole thing, and they were proud of their work. So that didn't save him. I know a lot of people worry about the whole reaching for your waistband thing, right? Well, what if they tell you to show ID and then that means you have to reach for it? Does that mean they're going to think you're pulling a gun on them and now they're going to blow 100%. You away, right? So again, they're giving you orders that you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. We actually have a helpful video to show how to deal with police officers if they're asking for your ID. Yeah, just as fast as you can.
They appreciate, they're busy guys.
Duncan Limp, that's right, Aaron. Duncan Limp. Also, I always like to point out, because I said, gosh, it's been years at this point. It's been years at this point since we did a cop episode. And I told people I quit talking about every major case of police brutality on the show. Yeah. Because if that's what we did, we would do it every week.
That would be the show.
It would just be, on the beat with Dave and Alan. And it would just be cops beating people to death.
Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah, with on the beat. Okay.
Yeah. Don't steal that idea. Y'all.
Copyright.
Yeah.
We're copyright.
Yeah, trademark. But something that I used to always bring up every time we did a cop-centric episode, and I'll mention it again here, is remember that whole thing in the Marjorie Stone Douglas High School down in Florida where the cops just hid outside while there was a gunman inside just shooting all the kids? Yeah. And they were like, oh, well, you don't want to go in there. It's dangerous. There's been several precedents set that the police actually have no obligation to help you, particularly if there's any danger. You can actually take a look at the article right here. This one was from Ryan McMakin at the Mises Institute. Police have no duty to protect you. The federal court affirms yet again. Notice it says yet again. This was just the most recent Supreme Court ruling. It's been affirmed multiple times that police officers are under no requirement to aid you. They can only hurt. And so we keep on going back to that same old thing about good apples and bad apples. And cynical people like us will say, oops, all bad apples. You know? And there's always going to be those defenders that'll say, well, okay, yeah, I mean, maybe these 5 guys are going to go to prison for a long time because they beat a guy to death. But that's just them.
Yeah,
That's
my
just
cousin. He's a good dude.
Yeah, your cousin.
I just made up.
Okay.
It's a line.
Yeah, right now
I
your
wouldn't say
yeah, your real cousins right now are calling you up on the phone. Dave, we got a problem? They can only hurt. They are cowards. They are craven. In any situation where they might actually wind up in the line of fire, they're hiding behind their squad cars waiting for you to run out of ammunition. But if you're just somebody trying to get home that's in the wrong place at the wrong time, and you say the wrong thing, they will literally beat you to death. And so I come back to finish up this point with that same question from before. How, in what scenario is Tyre Nichols alive today? What does that look like? How could things have unfolded in such a way that he would be alive? I can only think of 2. The first one, the more innocuous one, is we completely dismantled the police state root and stem. You don't have a force, you don't have a standing army, the way the founders always warned, that has a monopoly on violence, that can do things like this to people with nary a fear of repercussion. You think about things like qualified immunity, where as long as they feel, I feared for my life and I was just in the process of doing my job. Well, qualified immunity means so long as they were in the process of doing their job, they can't be held liable for things like this. You can't bring personal suit against them. You can't say, hey, you beat my son to death, I'm going to sue you. No, you can't. Qualified immunity. You get rid of those types of things, you might see a change. The only other way I can think of changing it is to take the myth that all cops are trained on, which is that they are constantly at war with the public, and turn that myth into a reality.
Oh.
I don't know. Anyway.
Been a rough week.
Guys, we'll be back to wrap up the show right after this commercial break. Don't go away. If you're enjoying tonight's show, consider supporting the program by becoming a member of our Patreon. That's over at patreon.com/Alan Mosley. Like our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Alan Mosley TV. You can follow me on Twitter. Twitter.com/Alan Mosley TV. Subscribe to our YouTube page. It's youtube.com/Alan Mosley TV. Also, we're on Odyssey. Go and support a free speech platform. It's odyssey.com, Alan Mosley TV, or It's Too Late with Alan Mosley. But if you're more of a listener than a watcher, you can get us on Apple, Google, iTunes, Stitcher, and more, thanks to Anchor FM. It's anchor.fm/Alan Mosley TV. Dave, do you have a final thought?
This was a lot of fun, and I think our week is turning around.
Oh,
this is it.
This is
where it all begins. It all starts here.
So we were free falling into Wednesday night, and we hit the ground with such force, shattering our spines, that we actually bounced like a ball, which means technically we're heading back up. Technically.
I was thinking more of like a half pipe analogy where we dropped in and now we're gonna do a wicked stunt.
We're not the same person we used to be.
So that's a thing.
But we're not the same person we used to be. Yep.
Silver linings.
This was a good show, I thought.
It was solid.
We didn't dwell too much on killing cops.
I gotta figure out how I'm gonna mess it up now, because really,
it's
there's
over.
No catastrophes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can figure something out. End stream.
I was gonna do our whole bit where I would ask if we're gonna do an after party, but we got a bunch of fun stuff now planned for the after party.
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna show the monologue. I gotta pull up that
perform.
monologue. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So the after party is gonna be on Twitch.
Which
Yeah.
is best.
Yeah, it's gonna be on Twitch. If you're not on Twitch right now,
Why?
guys, thanks for watching another episode of It's Too Late, and we will see you next week.
I'm like nervous, like
Why are you nervous?
because it went too well.
Yeah, it did go too good.
I'm gonna focus on the delay that I had on that second button in desk one. That'll ease my nerves. I know you were about to yell at me.
Oh my god, I forgot the fortune cookie.
Oh, there we go.
Dude, the after party is jam-packed with content.
Yeah, it's gonna be lit.
Yeah, alright.
I'm gonna go get naked.
No, I'm just gonna...
and gentlemen.
It's way too late with Alan Mosley.
Ball stabbing Emmanuel McCoy. The Anglo-Hernandez County skullfucker rode into the town Deep Throat Gulch, hoping to sell the rabbit he caught. On his way into the saloon, he tracked mud over the favored smoking spot of half-Chinese Asa Smith, the Comanche raping dandy of Dry Ball Basin, prompting the latter to challenge McCoy to a duel at 3 nanoseconds past dawn on the second Tuesday of the week, as was local custom. The two gunslingers met at the agreed-upon hour in the famous Piss Drinker Alley. McCoy, who lost both his arms serving as a barber in the 11th Hunkpapa Rebellion of 1888, had to shoot his piece by affixing it to his dick. McCoy was shot in the toe and died of syphilis in the next minute. The victorious Smith would go on to enter American myth by single-handedly raping the entire Iroquois tribe in 1896, the following year.
The Comanche raping dandy.
Oh my God. All right. Anyway, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Late Night with Host Name. I hope you're all having a fantastic evening, and if you're not, don't worry. You're in the right place, because let's face it, sometimes life can be tough. But you know what they say, laughter is the best medicine, am I right? So let's take a step back from the chaos of everyday life and have a good laugh. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Laughter and making memories with the people we love. And speaking of laughter, have you heard about the new smart fridge that's just hit the market? It's amazing. It's not only a refrigerator, but it also tells you when you're running low on milk, orders groceries for you, and even suggests recipes based on what you have in your fridge.
But it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
The future is now, my friends. But let's be honest. Sometimes technology can be a bit much. I mean, do we really need a fridge that talks back to us? Can't we just stick to the good old-fashioned way of opening the door and checking for ourselves? In any case, I think it's safe to say that we're living in a world that's constantly evolving, and we're lucky to be a part of it. So let's take a deep breath and embrace the ride. And who knows, maybe tomorrow we'll have a fridge that can do our laundry too. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all next time. Good night.
I don't know how that... Wait, I don't have an applause button.
Yeah, you don't. I don't know. It's because the applause button's way down here.
Make a hotkey for it. I'll figure it out.
Okay. That was the monologue that the AI wrote for tonight's show.
Yeah, it was neither funny nor inspirational.
And you know what else is weird about it, too? Beyond the fact that it's just god-awful, is that it ends with, that's all the time we have for good night. But the monologue at the start of a show does not end with good night.
I don't know. I think that was the crowd's favorite part. Oh, I can unmute you.
Good, definitely mute me for sure.
Oh, hey,
forever. Hey, Alan.
How's it going?
It's going.
How's the furnace?
It's working. It's right next to me. It's on.
Yeah, it's on right now.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So thank God for that.
Swole Skeesley says, imagine your wife talking back to you.
Shut up, silly woman.